In about 40 seconds, you are going to make a weight on a string swing all by itself, in whatever direction you choose, using nothing but your thoughts. You will not move your hand. You will swear you did not move your hand, and it will swing anyway. No screen trick, no editing. So let's do it together, and you will need one small thing. Find a short piece of string, a shoelace, a necklace chain, a phone charging cable about the length of your forearm, and tie something small and heavy to the end. Your keys, a ring, a pendant, a washer, anything with a little weight. Got it? Good. Now hold the free end pinched between your thumb and finger. Rest your elbow on a table so your arm is steady, and let the weight hang straight down, perfectly still. Wait for it to stop swinging completely. Now here is the whole secret, and it is the strangest instruction you will get today. Do not move your hand at all. Just look at the hanging weight, and in your mind, picture it swinging gently forward and back, toward you and away, toward you and away. Do not push it. Only imagine it. Keep picturing that line, forward and back. Watch it. It is starting to swing along the exact line you are imagining. Now, without moving your hand, switch the picture in your mind to side, left and right, left and right. Give it a few seconds. It changes course and follows. And now, imagine it going around in a circle. Watch it round out and start to circle. A weight on a string, obeying your imagination, while your hand, you would swear, stayed perfectly still. What you just did has a name, and it is almost 200 years old. It is called the Ideomotor effect, and that little swinging weight has its own name too, Chevreul's pendulum. Back in 1833, a French chemist named Michel-Eugène Chevreul got fascinated by these swinging pendulums that seemed to move on their own, and he ran a careful test. He found that when he held the pendulum but blocked himself from seeing it, or from thinking about which way it should go, the swinging stopped. The motion only appeared when his mind had a direction in it. 2 decades later, in 1852, a physiologist named William Carpenter gave the whole thing its name, Ideomotor, meaning idea becoming motion. And in 1853, the great scientist Michael Faraday tackled the era's craze of table turning, where groups sat with hands on a table and it appeared to slide around, supposedly pushed by spirits. Faraday built a clever little device that measured which way the pressure was really going, and he proved it cleanly. The sitters were pushing the table themselves with their own hands, and they had no idea they were doing it. So, how does a thought move an object without you deciding to move it? Here is the one idea that explains all of it. You tend to imagine there is a clean, guarded wall between thinking about a movement and actually making one, between picturing your hand drifting left and your hand drifting left. But that wall is much thinner than it feels. When you vividly imagine a motion, your brain does not just picture it in some sealed-off theater. It quietly begins to prepare it, sending the faintest whisper of a signal down to the very muscles that would carry it out. Most of that signal gets held back, but a little of it leaks through, and your hand makes a movement so tiny, so slight, that the feedback never reaches your awareness. You genuinely do not feel it. Your motor system is leaking your expectation into your muscles, a fraction of a millimeter at a time. And now the string does something beautiful and a little sneaky. It amplifies. A hanging weight is a pendulum, and a pendulum has a natural rhythm. Each tiny, unfelt twitch of your fingers gives it a nudge. And if those nudges happen to land in time with its natural swing, they add up. The way you push a child on a swing with small, well-timed pushes. Your hand moves less than the width of a hair, over and over, in rhythm, and the weight at the end of the long string turns those invisible nudges into a wide, obvious swinging arc. The direction you imagined sets the timing of the nudges, and the timing of the nudges sets the direction of the swing. Your thought did not reach out and touch the weight. Your thought reached your muscles, and your muscles, without asking you, did the rest. Thought became motion, with no decision in between. And this is the uncanny part you felt in your own hand. You were completely certain you were not moving it. That certainty was real, and it was also wrong. You were moving it. You simply were not informed. The part of you that pushed the weight and the part of you that experiences being you are not the same part. And one of them was quietly acting, while the other watched and marveled. Now, a few honest notes, because this one gets misused a lot. What you triggered is completely normal and completely temporary. It is not paranormal, it is not a special power, and it is not a sign that anything is wrong with you. It is ordinary muscle doing an ordinary thing. It gets stronger the more clearly you expect a particular direction, which is exactly why suggestion is so powerful here. If someone tells you which way it will go, it tends to go that way, and it stops the moment you take the expectation away. Lock your wrist rigid, or clear your mind and picture nothing, and the weight hangs dead still. That on-off switch is the tell. If a mysterious outside force were moving it, clearing your mind would not calm it. But it does, every time. And best guess from how scientists describe it. The reason this feels so convincing is that you have no inner sensor for very small, self-generated movements. Your body is full of motion you never feel yourself make. The pendulum just drags a little of it out into the light. And this is the part I really want you to sit with, because it reaches so much further than a swinging set of keys. For hundreds of years, people have gathered around Ouija boards watching the little pointer glide to spell out messages, and gripped dowsing rods that cross over hidden water, and sat at tables that seem to rock with a will of their own, and felt, in their bones, that something outside them was doing it. It was not. It was this. It was always this. It was their own hands, answering their own expectations, below the level where they could feel it. The spooky thing was never out there in the room. It was inside them, and it hid so well that it felt like a stranger. So here is the turn. Your feeling of, I am not doing this, is not proof that some outside force. It is proof of how much of your own movement happens without you. You are not the only one driving your body. There is a quiet part of you, always acting, always a little ahead of your awareness, and every so often, on the end of a string, it shows its hand. So that weight did not move on its own, and no spirit reached into the room. You moved it, with tiny nudges you never felt, aimed by nothing but a picture in your mind. Now I want to hear from you. First, the simple one. Did it work? Did the weight actually swing for you? And which direction did you imagine? Forward and back, side to side, or a circle, and did it obey? And what did you tie to the string? Your keys? A ring? A necklace? A charging cable? Tell me down in the comments. And then a real test you can run right now. Have someone else say a direction out loud while you hold the string and try to keep your mind blank, and tell me whether it drifted the way they said, even as you fought it. That one is the spooky one. And if you like this, catching your own body in the act, these small, strange, testable things it does behind your back, subscribe and stick around. There is a whole pile of them, and every single one is really about you.